Okay, so I'm going to demonstrate a fresh install after doing a backup with version 2.5 Firebird database. So once you've done the backup and you've got the backup file and you delete Sabre totally off the computer and you delete Firebird off the computer, under program data you'll see there's no Sabre folder there, and under the program files there's no Firebird. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to download to install Sabre. I'm just going to Sabre products. Okay, let me just I'm just going to bring across the install quickly from my computer. Okay, so now I'm just downloading the Sabre install from the website directly. I'm just putting it locally on the desktop. Okay, so now I'm going to run the install. So all I've got is the install and the backup file. Create the desktop icons. Play it a bit longer. Okay, now it's going to run an update. To get it to the latest version. Okay, finish that. Now I'm going to run this, which is just some writes. Okay, we don't need the enrollment reader, so we'll just exit that. Install the drivers. Okay, don't worry about that. It could be because of not having it in administration mode, but okay, this is asking for this, so we'll install it. This is to do with version 4. Although I didn't do it previously, but I'll let it do what it wants to do. Okay, so that's installed. I just want to see if Sabre runs. Okay, so that all looks good. So now what we need to do is, because we want to restore this old database, the first thing we need to do is go and change the license, the config file. I don't want to copy, I want to go and open there, look for the config file and just change it from a demo to a live license. We just do that by looking for demo and changing this to 0, so that it's not a demo or doesn't need registration. Okay, now if we go back into Sabre, we can log in or don't log in, it doesn't really matter. If we go here, now we restore the database. Restore database. Choose the database file, which is on the desktop. And we should be up and running with version 4 on Northside Electrical. This is probably the simplest way of doing it. You install it from scratch, you then take the backup, the FBK file, which is the backup file, and restore it. You can keep the config.ini file or any of the ini files, but it's better to just reinstall if you want to do it that way, or you can do it the way I showed you earlier. Okay, it looks like it's still busy. I don't know what it's doing. It hasn't said finished yet. think it's done. It says adjusting online and forced rights flags, whatever that is.
Well, it's telling normally says something about going home.
Yes, yeah, that's right. So I'm a bit confused. I don't know whether to stop it or not. But normally it doesn't stop like this. Now I'm running it again.
So it was finished.
Yeah, it must have been finished. Okay, so no need to run it twice. I don't know why it didn't say going home at the end. Normally it says going home or something. Okay, so I think that's it. We'll close it, we'll exit it, and we'll open it again. There we go, north side license is there, everything is sorted. Okay, this, when it asks for this, it's because of the programmer who was doing a test and he made a folder called SQL, which is not on this machine. If we just create that folder, it will run. But that's what the problem is, it's to do with testing. But if you go and have a look here and about, that should show us that it's on version 4. It's because of that. So let me just fix that quickly. This shouldn't have to happen, but yeah, it's just a folder that needs to be created here off the root called SQL. And now if I run Sabre, it should be fine. It's just for some temporary files that are rights there during testing. Class not registered. Okay, it's because I didn't run this as administrator. I'll show you now. When we did the installation and the upgrade, if I go back to program data, okay, what we should have done is when we did the install, we should have right clicked on the install and said run as administrator, then we wouldn't have had this problem. So if you go here to supporting files and you go here to version 4.bat, this is one of the processes that run during the installation, and I'm going to run that now as administrator, and it'll solve that problem that we saw earlier because one of the components weren't installed correctly because it didn't have full rights on the computer. So we don't need the enrollment reader. Okay, this one didn't install. That's why it's not working properly. Maybe I'm going to have to do it manually, but normally this would install if we run it as administrator. That's installing and that's installing, so I don't know why the first one's not installing. I don't need to install that again. Okay, so that's done. So let me just go and install manually. Let me just open a command prompt. Run as administrator. Go to program data, Sabre, bin, and then I want to just look for the command. Just go back here. And the command is this one over here. It didn't want to run, so I'm just going to copy it and paste it over there. Still doesn't want to run. Read serve 32 DLR. Oh, it's not running. Just want to make sure that the correct version of the file is there. It should be.
So that's KM keeper.
Yeah. But I'm not sure why it's not running. It should run.
Normally I just copy it onto that bin and
but you shouldn't have to. The whole point is that we need to make it all work perfectly, and I have tested it previously and got it all working. I'm just going to do this one and see what happens. Now it's run. There we go. ZChem Keeper. Successful. And that's the same file I normally run. So I don't know why it didn't want to work the other side. I will fix it. I'll sort it out. But anyway, that's the principle, and you'll see now it's running perfectly. And all I was trying to show you is that if I go to about over here, you'll see that it's on version 4.